This administration was elected on a platform of transformation, reform, and doing things differently. The accusation I often get is that we overpromised. That is the accusation I often get, that we overpromised. But I want to tell you that we did not overpromise. We promised what is doable. And shortly, because it is documented in our manifesto, all the commitments we made to the people of Kenya are documented in the manifesto. And I am very clear in my mind that we will be able to deliver on that manifesto successfully, to be able to earn the correct marks.
This administration was elected at a very critical point in terms of our country's economic situation. We were elected on a very popular agenda, which was to create an inclusive economy, an economy which brings on board everyone, where the prosperity of the country is shared across economic classes. Quite radical. Therefore, the comments that we hear every day about how far we are in that agenda are expected, because we won under this radical, daring, and bold commitment. At that time, Your Excellency and members and colleagues, as you know, there were global shocks. The aftermath of COVID-19, the war in Ukraine, high interest rates in America, which had ripple effects on many economies, including the Kenyan economy. No wonder, by the time, Your Excellency, you left Karen for swearing in, oil marketers were knocking on your door because there was no fuel in the country at that time. Our citizens in Namanga, Busia, Moyale were getting fuel from neighboring countries. So even as we contextualize where we are midterm, let us reflect and see where we are coming from and the heavy lifting that has gone in between from that time to now. We are also asking ourselves, how far have we come in terms of delivering the brick and mortar for development? Policies, programs, projects. Because right now at midterm, it's about delivery, impact, and not planning or even rationalization. We're also asking ourselves, I hope, how far have we come in terms of carrying along the stakeholders that constitute the Kenyan society, members of the public and sectors and the middle class and everybody else in between. In terms of stakeholders in national development, how far are we carrying them on board? Is there something maybe we need to do better in the remaining 2.5 years? And lastly, we are also asking ourselves, how effectively have we communicated what we are doing? We will also be asking ourselves, looking at the program, we had certain pillars of our manifesto around agriculture, health, around MSMEs, and all the pillars, including the digital superhighway and the creative economy, and the enablers of those pillars, how far have we come in terms of delivering the various commitments as broadly packaged in those pillars? To my mind, we are not in a bad state, unless I'm persuaded otherwise. I think we are on course. Of course, the last bit will require us to be more direct, more focused, more energetic, because it's the final stretch. But we've made good progress in stabilizing the economy. In my view, the macroeconomic fundamentals have been brought in check, from fuel prices to inflation to cash reserve ratio and all the other macroeconomic indicators, including interest rates, which last year were able to drop by 2 to 3%, although the banks could even do better than that, according to CBK. The commercial banks could even do better than that. We are glad that, although you said you don't take credit for it, but we have to thank you. We don't have an alternative for reaching out and helping us to have a broad-based administration that provides greater political stability to help us deliver on the promises that we made in 2022.
I will always be there to lead this team in making sure that we make the right decisions. And by the way, I will lead from the front. Yes, I will lead from the front. Nitakuwa tu hapo mbele. Tafadhali tusaidiane, tutembee hii safari pamoja. I was saying this to you so that you understand the enormity of where we are and what is at stake, and the reason why we cannot fail. Yes, we cannot fail. Because if we don't succeed, and if we allow this country to slip back, we will have let this country down in a very profound way. That's why we must up our game, all of us. And I know we are making strides in many areas, you know. Miano here will tell us how we are pushing the tourism numbers. And they are happening, and we can feel what's happening in tourism. Opio and team will tell us what they are doing in energy, and they are doing a wonderful job. And the people in water, and the people in mining, and the people in the blue economy, and the people everywhere, everybody is pulling their weight. I just want you to know that we are one team, and we must succeed. We must succeed, because in our success is Kenya's transformation. This administration was elected on a platform of transformation, reform, and doing things differently. The accusation I often get is that we overpromised. That is the accusation I often get, that we overpromised. But I want to tell you that we did not overpromise. We promised what is doable. And shortly, because it is documented in our manifesto, all the commitments we made to the people of Kenya are documented in the manifesto. And I am very clear in my mind that we will be able to deliver on that manifesto successfully, to be able to earn the correct marks.
For the young people, you can see we are around half of the voters in the country. If we are given 50% of the cabinet, we can deliver more. Yes, you will not see these issues of somebody is killed, you are given that docket of Ministry of Interior. We can deliver better.
The youths are underrepresented in the government. We only have one cabinet secretary in the government, and who is the CS Water by the name Eric Mureithi. And as we know, our CS, our Jinzi CS is overworking. So we feel like we are underrepresented and yet we are the majority.
Nafasi ni nyingi katika nchi yetu, na pia katika katiba kunasemekana ya kwamba kunafaa kuwe na usawa katika ugawanyaji wa rasilimali, na nafasi za kazi ni part of the rasilimali za hii nchi. Kwa hivyo tungesema na tungeomba katika nyadhifa zile ziko pale juu kabisa ambazo tunaziita ile meza kubwa, tuwe na vijana wengi, kwa sababu tumeona kijana mwenzetu waziri wa maji bwana Eric Mureithi ameweza kutekeleza kufanya kazi na ni mchapa kazi. Kwa hivyo huyu ni mfano bora kwa nchi kuonyesha kwamba vijana sisi tunaweza na tuko na ujuzi na taaluma mbalimbali, na tusipopata hizi nafasi itabidi tuchukue hizi nafasi kwa lazima tukisonga mbele, kwa sababu hii nchi ni yetu.
As our young man is busy sleeping in the freeze, hey. I want to tell the president this one. Yes. The DIG should resign, not step aside. Yes. We want him to take the big fish and leave alone the small men who are just given instruction to do things. Yes. And this one must just come to him. We are giving him 24 hours to resign, not even step aside. Resign and leave that office immediately.
Power! Believe! Genzi power! Genzi power! Genzi msilale, bado mapambano. Bado mapambano. Power! Comrades Ria! Comrades Saga! My name is
Serikali inasema hamna experience.
Sisi kama vijana
wanashiriki maandamano labda wakitetea.
Kweli kabisa ya kwamba
wanasema kwa nini hamujibu wake kwa aliuliwa? Muna haki.
Acha aseme hii.
Sijauliza maswali alafu kima.
Ukidhomera karani wapi?
Lokorole na step ya saidia.
Wewe sema.
Kuja useme anasema ataongea. Anasema ataongea. Acha masawa. Kuja ongea. Ambia